Alright everyone, Weapon Collector here. Alright, I thought I'd start a new series where I talk about some of my homemade knives. So, some of these will be more adapting a blade to a new shape, a new handle and that, and some of them, well, there may be the odd 100% homemade ones, but the majority of the stuff I do, because I don't have a forge and I didn't have a belt grinder up until recently, so a lot of mine was modifying existing blades to make a brand new knife. So that's what this series will be about. So the first knife will be this great big Bowie knife that I made recently. I can't remember if I gave it a name or not, but yeah, it's essentially another machete Bowie. So this is the sheath. I'll show you that in a second, and there's the handle. So let's have a look at the knife. So I can tell you about this and the video that shows how to make it. So the idea for this was I wanted a very large Bowie knife for not a lot of money, basically. So if you look online for something similar to this, it's going to cost you 30 quid for a cheap one, you know, or maybe even 50 quid for a cheap one, up to, you know, hundreds really for something this kind of size. I'll show you the size of it now actually. So the blade is 11¼ inches and the knife overall is 17 inches. And this was made from I think it was Anglo Arms Bolo machete, which had a 24-inch blade, I think, or something like that, or an 18-inch blade. Big blade anyway. I think it was 18-inch blade, yeah, because this is made from the whole entire blade. The original design was going to be slightly different handle, different sort of swedge on the top there. But I am happy with how it came out. So, what I did, bought a £15 machete, good machete as well. It's not a thin machete. For £15. And then modded it to this. It was originally going to have a coffin-shaped handle, but where this was so hard to drill, I basically messed up the tang and split the end. So, if you watch the video, I'll add a card to that. It will show you exactly how I made it. So this has essentially still got the full tang, but with a split at the back. So I cut some slits in for pins. Again, if you watch the video you'll see that. And because it's split, I couldn't risk putting the wooden scales on in the coffin shaped handle, so I had to adjust it and then put this tube on, which is the exact thickness of the tang inside. So the tang is completely encased either side. You won't be able to see it, but it's there. I still need to finish this end. I never got around to actually finishing the end of the you know, the wooden end, but that's the wood on either side. There you go. But the tang is like a couple of millimetres just under there. But it can't split now, so there's still pins through there, but it can't split open. That's why this is still this long, because it's how long it was going to be. The handle is, as I say, steel tube. Part of the other reason I left it long, I could put a lanyard on this still. And this is just some cheap twine. I put double-sided tape underneath first, wrap the twine round, and then put about 8 coats of varnish on. And you get a very nice, hard, grippy handle. It's ever so slightly soft, but it's grippy. Yeah, very good handle actually. If you want a very good grippy handle for something that's comfortable, that's the way to go. So it's got a stainless steel guard, not a single bit of movement in that in any direction, and it's actually sort of hammered on, so that would never move. And then the blade itself, all I really did to the blade was give it a bit of a sanding, give it that sort of satin sort of look, and then cut the swedge. This was going to be more curved originally, but I think when I was grinding it, this angle, it took the tip off, so it's less curved than it would have been. But still, I'm happy with it. But at a later date, I could always bring this back further and curve it, you know, no real issue at all. Didn't do nothing to the edge, because this was reasonably decently sharp straight out of the box, so didn't really need to do anything to that. And then the sheath is just the existing sheath, nylon sheath. It was a lot longer, so I just cut it down, cut it to that angle, put the edging back in, stitched it in. I may add a rivet at the end there. Yeah, it holds it quite well. Quite a heavy knife. I'll weigh it for you and we'll see how much it weighs. So let's have a look in what it is in grams. So that's 18.6 ounces, or 1.18 pounds, or 543 grams. So yeah, heavy knife. Should be a really good chopper. You've seen in the video myself chopping bottles with it, but yeah, I think this would cut really well for heavier stuff, because it is still solid even though it had that bit of a sort of mess up. The handle is 5 1/4 inches with the bulge there. Fits my hand really well. Very comfortable actually. I was very happy with this. Now, as I said, it didn't come out exactly to plan, but certainly good enough. So yeah, if you want to see the build video, that would have shown in a card while I was talking about it. And at a later date, I'll probably do some more chopping with this. Yeah, I was very happy in the end. I may even at one point grind this bevel back, maybe double what it is, to make it a nice flat grind and not have the secondary bevel there. That'd be a hell of a cutter then, I reckon. But as I said, it's good enough as it is for what I want it for, which is pretty much just bottle cutting anyway. But yeah, very hard work, not very easy to work with this material. Obviously it's hardened steel, so the tang was hardened steel, which for the tools I had meant it was very hard work. I had to adapt the plans as I was going along. But I did decide if I ever make another one of these, what I'll do next time is have a reasonably big tang that then tapers to a point almost, thread that end, and then I can still put a wooden handle on and have a metal pommel, and then have a little nut in that, and I can screw that on, you know, as you would with quite a few knives. That would definitely work and would be easier than trying to drill this kind of material, because this is very, very hard. And if you have, with the simple tools I have, it's just not easy. Right, so yeah, there it is. That's my second machete bowie with the steel handle and the steel guard. The next thing I'll be making is a dagger, but it hasn't got a very long tang on it, so I'm going to have to make my own version of a rat tail tang without welding. You'll see that in the video though, and I think it should come out quite well, this dagger. But yeah, that'll be coming soon, and then later that will have its own video like this, and then I've got more of these videos to come for things like my WC-18 machete bowie, my short sword cutlass, and some other knives that you would have seen the making of, just I've never really discussed them with you. So yeah, there it is. Hope you enjoyed it. Check out the making of, which features the cutting footage. Yeah, alright. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you later.